5 brothers, one inheritance, and a town that died overnight. Copper Hollow looked perfect from the outside, but inside every house, clocks had stopped at exactly 3:17 a.m., and in the town square, 5 fresh graves were already dug, with their names on the headstones. But the Blackwood brothers didn't know yet that those graves weren't just for them. Every night at 3:17, the town's former residents returned, and this time, they wouldn't let anyone leave. The Blackwood brothers, Jacob, 35, Samuel, 32, Matthew, 29, Daniel, 26, and Benjamin, 23. 5 different personalities, one purpose. Uncle Moses's will was simple. Copper Hollow Town goes to my 5 nephews. Condition: they must all live there together. 5 men with no money and no hope had no other choice. But why did Moses make this condition? And why had he never visited the town? October 1889. The 5 brothers stood at the entrance to Copper Hollow. The town sign was rotting. Copper Hollow, population 847, founded 1837. But the town was silent, no sounds at all. Jacob, as the eldest brother, walked ahead. Strange, no one's here. Samuel looked around. The houses are in good condition. Why abandoned? Matthew headed toward Main Street. Maybe they moved somewhere else. Daniel and Benjamin followed silently behind. Like twin brothers, they always moved together. The first house had an open door. Jacob went inside. My God, he breathed. Time had stopped inside the house. Half-finished meal on the table, book on the chair, cold tea in the stove, and the wall clock in the living room stopped at 3:17. Samuel checked the second house. Same scene. Clock at 3:17. Matthew the third house, Daniel the fourth, Benjamin the fifth. All the same. Clock stopped at 3:17. This is impossible, said Samuel. How can all clocks stop at the same time? Jacob was thinking. Maybe an earthquake. A big shock. But they would discover something more terrifying. Because the graves waiting for them in the town square were just the beginning. When they reached the town square, their hearts stopped. 5 fresh graves, the soil newly dug, headstones newly erected, and the names on them: Jacob Blackwood, 1854 to 1889. Samuel Blackwood, 1857 to 1889. Matthew Blackwood, 1860 to 1889. Daniel Blackwood, 1863 to 1889. Benjamin Blackwood, 1866 to 1889. The 5 brothers stared at the headstones, frozen. These are our names, whispered Benjamin. Matthew touched the headstone, and our death date is today. The brothers stayed in Uncle Moses's house, the biggest house in the center of town. Dinner was silent. Everyone was in shock. Someone's playing a joke on us, said Jacob. The headstones must be fake. Samuel shook his head. Or we need to find out why Uncle Moses brought us here. At 11 p.m. everyone went to bed, but no one could sleep. After midnight, sounds began. Footsteps, whispers, door creaks. As it approached 3 a.m., the sounds increased, and at exactly 3:17, the town came alive. But no one living was there. When the clock struck 3:17, Daniel looked out the window and his breath caught. People were walking in the street, hundreds of people, but they were transparent. They were ghosts. Women, men, children, all had emerged from their houses at the same time, walking in the street, and they were all looking at the Blackwood house. Daniel woke his brothers. "Come look! Outside, ... The 5 brothers rushed to the window. The ghosts had seen them, and among them a man stepped forward. Old, bearded, eyes burning. They could read his lips. "The Blackwoods have come. Time for revenge." The next morning, the brothers searched the town. They found old documents in Uncle Moses's house. A newspaper dated 1839. Copper Hollow Massacre. 200 people dead. The details were blood-chilling. Ezekiel Blackwood, Moses's father, had found a large gold reserve in the mine. But he didn't want to share. He secretly poisoned the water, killing all the townspeople. Then he took the gold alone. Jacob read the newspaper. My God, was our grandfather a mass murderer? Samuel found other documents, and Uncle Moses knew everything. They found a sealed letter on Uncle Moses's desk. "Dear nephews, if you're reading this letter, I'm dead and you're in Copper Hollow. Our family was cursed for the massacre my father Ezekiel committed. Every generation, 5 male children must return to the cursed town. I ran, hid for 50 years, but the curse found me. Now it's your turn. The only way to salvation: return the gold under the water tank. Put 100 gold coins on each grave. Only then will the curse be broken. Otherwise, you too will die at 317. Moses, the brothers hurried to the water tank. Under the old wooden floor was a huge chest. Inside were thousands of gold coins, Ezekiel's stolen treasure. "Moses was right," said Matthew. "This is their gold." Benjamin counted 847 gold coins, 1 for each dead person. Jacob made the decision. "We'll return them all tonight." That night, before 317, the brothers were ready. They placed gold on each grave. When it reached 316, the ghosts appeared. But this time they weren't angry, they were hopeful. The old man, the town's former mayor, stepped forward. "Blackwoods, finally justice." Jacob stepped forward. "We apologize for the massacre our grandfather committed. This gold belongs to you." The ghosts walked toward their graves. Each took their gold, and at 317 they all vanished. But was the curse really broken, or was a greater danger beginning? The next morning the town was different. Clocks were working, graves were closed, and there was a new headstone in the town square. Copper Hollow Massacre. Victims, 1839 to 1889, finally found peace. The brothers decided to rebuild the town, a fair, honest settlement. "Jacob, we'll revive this place. Samuel, but this time the right way. Matthew, not for gold, for people. Daniel and Benjamin, we'll make up for our grandfather's mistakes." 3 months later, Copper Hollow had come alive again. New families had come, shops had opened. The brothers had used the remaining gold in the treasury for town development. They had built a school, a church, a hospital, the town's new sign, Copper Hollow, population 143, refounded 1890. Every evening at 317, the brothers stood in the town square. No more ghosts, no fear, only peace. "Jacob, Uncle Moses was right. The curse is broken. Benjamin, and we became blessed, not cursed." That night, a gentle wind blew. It was like the grateful whisper of the former residents. Copper Hollow was now home to the living. Sometimes the greatest inheritances are opportunities to correct the mistakes of the past. The Blackwood brothers didn't just inherit a cursed town. They brought justice back. Because true salvation is found not in running away, but in facing the truth. If this story made you think about old debts in your soul, if you love stories of family secrets, curses, and confronting injustice, Subscribe to our channel, because in the Wild West, every story is a reckoning, not just with the past, but with the future. See you in the next mysterious story. May your curses always be broken.